Hey everyone, I'm the UndershirtMan. Today, we're discussing the importance of appropriate positioning during matches in Splatoon 2. The objective of this video is to have players of all skill levels leave with a heightened appreciation for proper positioning and effective nonverbal communication. Please enjoy the video. Positioning refers to your location on the map in relation to your teammates, opponents, and any given game mode objective. In Splatoon, each player's position is ever-changing due to the fast-paced nature of the game. A player decides where to position themselves based on several different factors in a split second's notice. The ability to recognize and take advantage of these factors is the key to maintaining a power position throughout a match. It's simple enough to move from one spot on the map to another, but what truly makes the difference between strong and poor positioning? Well, in Splatoon, at any point during a match there are several ways to determine if you're in a favorable situation or not. Ink coverage is a dead giveaway as to whether your current place on the stage is safe. At any time, you can either look around or open the map to see the ink in your area. If you're surrounded by enemy ink, it's probably best to move away unless you're certain you have the upper hand. Giving your enemies an easy opportunity to outnumber and get the jump on you is only hampering your team's efforts to move in. The positions of your teammates and enemies also provide lots of information about key areas of interest throughout a game. Other players' positions are an essential way to determine man advantage opportunities, meaning the areas on the stage where your team outnumbers the enemies. Player locations are also helpful when deciding where an appropriate place to move forward into enemy territory might be. Pushing ahead only leads to successful enemy suppression if timed properly and executed in an advantageous position. Game mode objectives are another important consideration when choosing where to position yourself. Each objective, being either a splat zone, tower, rainmaker, or power clam, usually denotes where an area of increased activity will be. It's typically advisable not to stray too far from the objective, or else your presence in the game generally has a lower impact on the overall outcome. Every game mode has a different approach when it comes to proper positioning. Remaining within a reasonable distance from both your teammates and the objective is the safest way to play if you're unsure about the best course of action. There are plenty of other methods to discern whether you're in a strong position that we have not discussed. However, the previously mentioned ones are some of the most readily available ways to check your positioning during any match. Knowing when to disengage from a fight is just as important as taking an advantageous one. If you ever find yourself in a tight spot, super jumping away is always an option. You can either super jump back to spawn or to a teammate at any point during a match. Super jumping is a great option for players who tend to make riskier plays and put themselves in unfavorable positions more often. Sometimes attempting a risky move is worth it if you have enough confidence in your ability to quickly find an escape route or super jump away. Every weapon has its own effective range and fall-off damage, as mentioned in a previous video. Being aware of a weapon's potential range and damage values will enable you to strategize about the best locations for it on each stage. A great way to find appropriate positions for a weapon is to recon or scout out stages in the current rotation. If you don't see a stage you want to look at, you can open up a private battle with a friend to scout out any map. Understandably, it's extremely difficult to know about every weapon's strengths and weaknesses. As long as you've studied your own weapon and the common metagame weapons, you'll be prepared for most interactions. Whether you're in a match of solo ranked or practicing with a team, positioning plays a major role in the progression of a game. However, miscommunication more commonly occurs in solo due to the lack of communication options other than the 3 predetermined messages the game provides. Positioning is one of the best nonverbal communication tools you have at your disposal to combat this issue. Proper positioning provides a way for you to silently signal to your teammates when an action should be taken. It's important to consider that your choices not only affect the game plan of your enemies, but those of your teammates as well. Take a look at this fairly simple example of nonverbal communication on Inkblot Art Academy. We can see 2 teammates together, a splat charger on the grates and a Tenatech splattershot on the platform area below. The Tenatech has its inkjet special ready to go and is hovering around the edge of the platform, like it wants to start moving in. Even though the enemies have complete control of the middle area, the Tenatech decides to drop in anyway. The attentive charger knows this is going to happen and drops down to the platform area to get a better angle and help the Tenatech, but it's too late. Not only does the Tenatech get splatted instantly due to impatience, but the charger also gets splatted because it gave up its original position to support the Tenatech. The end result is 2 splatted teammates, 2 reduced special gauges, and a free advantageous position for the enemies. This example illustrates what happens when a teammate is not considering the consequences of their actions, even if only for a brief moment. During a high-level match, just one moment like this can cost you the game. When you're in a situation like the Tenatechs, it can be difficult to consider the impact your position and movement have on your teammates when you have a lot going on in front of you. This is especially true if your team is off-screen or behind you. However, keep in mind that your teammates can most likely still see you. Being more aware of your teammates will significantly improve your ability to avoid scenarios like the one discussed. For those of you that would like positioning tips or tricks for specific weapons, joining the Academy Discord server is highly recommended. The Academy has channels for each weapon class where you can discuss positioning strategies and much more with countless other Splatoon players. The link to join the server will be in the description. Additionally, if you'd like to plan out particular strategies, Sendu.inc is a wonderful resource hub for competitive Splatoon. On the site, you can use the plans page to form strategies for a map on any particular game mode. There will be a link to the site down in the description. Understanding the value of positioning comes with experience. You'll discover how the necessity of balanced team play in Splatoon increases the importance of skills like learning how to signal actions non-verbally and being considerate of teammates. Mastering proper positioning will enable you to better aid your team and outperform others by differentiating yourself as an attentive, selfless, and team-spirited player. Thank you for watching. If you found this video educational and informative, consider giving it a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you want more content like this in the future. Now I'm off to go play some Splatoon while relaxing in my undershirt. See you next time.